There we go. Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour number 5. It's Kourtney here at Scrapbook-N-Memories, and we're just going to give it about 5 minutes for everybody to jump on. The Facebook gods so far, hallelujah, have been good. So I'm going to hold my breath and hope that it works great for us tonight, unlike whatever it does do. So, hello, hello. Oh, hello, Gayanne. Her first time for joining. I promise I'll be gentle. Hello, Marcy. Marcy is on a ship. See, you can do Crafty Hour anywhere. It's fun times anywhere. Hello, Keitha. Hello, Sharon. So, Crafty Hour number 5. I know some of you are like, what number are we on? Which kit is this? Because we've got a couple kits in advance. So Crafty Hour number 5. Of course, Deanna hit it off this morning. She hit the ground running with it. So hopefully you already have the proper kit out or the proper kit ready. If you missed Deanna this morning, make sure to go to Clipper Street and click on events. You'll see past events and you will see Deanna's 1 hour Crafty Hour there, and you'll see the awesome cards that she did. So the kit you're going to need, if you haven't grabbed it yet, is Crafty Hour number 5. This is going to be the one that has the Sizzix paper in it. It's got the Spellbinders little gems. You may have different colors in yours. Then we have the Nomi Christmas Dance Swingers. And then you have the Christmas Delivery. Christmas Delivery is the one Deanna used this morning, so we are going to focus on the Dance and Nomies for our Crafty Hour here with Kourtney at Scrapbook-N-Memories. So hello everybody. Hello Karen, Huguette, hello. I hope you guys are enjoying these Crafty Hours. They're a lot of fun. I know I'm getting my Christmas cards done this year. Every year I say I'm going to get started earlier and earlier and earlier and get my Christmas cards done. And every year I wait to the last minute and I never get them done. But now with all these Crafty Hours, I'm going to be set this year. So we are good to go. So hello everybody. We got about 3 minutes. I'm going to focus, you know me, I like techniques. I like, Deanna loves her layers and her cardstocks. I love techniques. So for mine, I'm going to focus on some inking and some ink techniques. And they're not going to be super hard ones. They're going to be super easy. If you don't want to do the inky techniques, then by all means, you use the pattern paper. And that's what it's there for. So you're going to want to, I'm just going to give you a couple things to kind of grab really quick if you don't have it handy. Grab a mister, a little water bottle, just something for misting if you've got it. Grab an ink pad. I just grabbed the Distress Oxide in Mermaid Lagoon and Peacock Feathers. One of them's blue, one of them's a little bit more turquoise. If you have the regular ink pad, Distress ink pads, grab those. If you have the pink fresh ink pads, grab those. Grab whatever ink pad you had. A dye-based will be the best, but grab what you have. And then grab an embossing folder. It can be anything you want. So this one is just kind of a Christmas sweater. This is a Spellbinders one. If you've got snowflakes, if you've got dots, if you got snow, grab whatever you have. You do not have to use exactly what I have. So just grab any embossing folder. Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the Crafty Hours. As Deanna kind of stated this morning, there's some spammers out there trying to copy us. I know, Deanna, right? So my last Crafty Hour, I broke the internet. I broke Facebook. And between then and now, there's a spammer out there copying our Crafty Hour, using our same images and our same logos, and trying to spoof our Crafty Hours. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, so we are putting together, and Facebook makes us wait a few days before we can get the group up and going. Me and Deanna stayed up late one night just working these ideas through our heads. If you could be a fly on the wall when me and Deanna's brains are like going at the same time, watch out, world. So we are working on doing a Crafty Hour group. So we will link both of our stores over. Scrapbook-N-Memories and Clipper Street will be linked over, and it's going to be called Crafty Hour Creations. So we will work that out for you guys. We will send you links when it's ready. But the idea is you guys can post your ideas and your creations and the things that you've made during Crafty Hour and share with each other. Because right now you can't post these on our public page because that's the way the pages are set up. So we're going to have a private group just for our Crafty Hour creations. Our Crafty Hour creators, or I don't know what we'll say. Ken says I do too many of the same syllables. So we will have that available for you guys. So we're at the top of the hour. So I just want to make sure everybody has the same kit. If you started with Deanna this morning, you should have the right kit. If you did not start with Deanna, make sure to go to her events on Clipper Street and watch her 4 cards that she did this morning. So like I said, Deanna focused on this pack here called Christmas Delivery. This has the cute little gift girls with the presents and trees. You can set that to the side because that was just for her. We are going to focus on the Nomies. Isn't that nice how we split things and work together? We work well together. So for this one, grab your Nomies. We are going to use those. Grab your gems. And I love this set. And you might have a little bit different gems in your set, but grab the set that you have. And then the paper, I'm not going to use the paper. I kind of let Deanna use the paper, and the paper seemed to match this set better than it matched my set. So what I'm going to do is some inking and some layering. But if you do not want to use the inking, by all means, grab your paper and use it, because this paper is beautiful. On the front side, it's got some beautiful prints with foils. On the back side, it has solids. So if you want to use that, use that. That's the nice thing about Crafty Hour. And you're going to end up with so many more scraps. You can make some more stuff. Now, I know I saw Deanna post too. This was a Spellbinders paper pad. So if you want some more of these paper pads, Clipper Street has them available. Scrapbook-N-Memories has them available also. If you want more of these guys, again, contact your home store. We have more of the Nomi sets by themselves, and we have more of the Christmas delivery sets by themselves. We also have more gems, and we have the entire wall of gems. So Spellbinders has these in reds and greens and teals and pinks and turquoise and blue and tons of other colors. So if you love this set, make sure to check out all the other colors. And they're a little hard to find because I call them rhinestones and crystals. Spellbinders calls them essential gems. Essential gems is what they call those. Okay, so let's get started because we only have an hour. So card number 1, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to do a little white on white action. So what you're going to want to do, and here I'll just kind of show you, we're going to emboss. I love white on white, and even though I have white on white, I still do my separate layers. I love to have that separate layers. It just makes it pop, and it just makes it stand out a little bit more. So what you're going to do for card number 1, we're going to keep it nice and easy. You're going to need a card base. And I've pretty much keep now a basket of card bases. I just have my pre-scored, ready to go, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're going to have your card base. If you need to cut that, go ahead and cut that really quick. But you're just going to have your card base. Okay? Then we're going to take a second piece of paper. And this is kind of a little trick. I also cut this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I know it is the same size as my card front, but this layer is going to end up 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm doing easy math for you guys tonight. I know Deanna overworked you with the 1/8 and the 1/16 of an inch, so I'm going to be easy on you because it's late. We're going to do 4 by 5 1/4 for our first layer. But what we're going to do is we're going to emboss it first. Sometimes when you cut your paper to the size you want and then you emboss it, because it has to emboss, sometimes it shrinks your paper and then it's not the size you want. So cut your first layer 4 by 5 1/4. And then we're going to emboss it. And like I said, grab any embossing folder you have. It does not need to be what I'm using. Grab some snowflake, grab some dots, grab anything that's kind of Christmassy. And then here I'm just kind of laying out the pieces from my ephemera pack so you can see that. So you're going to grab out 3 ornaments and a banner. And my banner says Merry Christmas. Again, use whatever you want. So let me grab my die cutting machine. And I'm just using the Sizzix because that's what I had right next to me. Trust me, I own them all. I've got the Platinum 6. I've got the Sizzix. There's just, can never have too many die cutting machines, right? So I'm just going to lay my piece of paper into my embossing folder. And this is one of the Spellbinders one. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but if you're looking for it, it's SES039. It's just kind of a really cool kind of winter, reminds me of a winter sweater. And I'm going to make sure my paper's in there straight, because last time I just threw my paper in there and I was like, oh, there is a definite design in there. And that thing was crooked. Okay, so I'm going to put my embossing folder in. And I'm just going to crank it through. Now with the 3D folders, I like to crank it 1, and then I back it up and crank it 2. Sometimes I do it 3 times if we're going with really, really thick, but I found this one works great on 2. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Deanna says this one is called Ski Lodge. So if this is one that you think you have to have and add to your stash, make sure to contact your home store and look at it. It does look like Ski Lodge would be a great name for it. That's what I would have named it. It just has, and the nice thing too, I love, if you haven't noticed it, about Spellbinders embossing folders. These are new sizes. I love these sizes. The folder itself measures 5 3/4 by 8 3/4. And what is cool about this, and the reasoning for it, is this folder will do your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, your A2s. It'll do your 5 by 7s, which is your is that A7s? And it'll also do your slim lines. So you get all 3 sizes out of one embossing folder. And so far, no other companies have caught on to that, just Spellbinders. And it is great. And these are super affordable. You would think they'd be way more expensive for the size, because basically you're getting 2 embossing folders for the size of this. So that is a great one on there. So there I've cut my paper. So now I'm going to cut it down. So now we're going to cut our first layer down to that 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to, okay, 4 by 5 1/4. So now we've cut it down and we know it's going to be the right size, and we don't have to worry about that shrinkage that we might have had. Okay. And then I'm going to use my low, remember in the last class, Crafty Hour, I said I have low, medium, and high pop dots. I'm going to use my low, and the low is the one, it comes in the big scrapbook adhesive in the 108 feet. 108 is what I call the low. And we're going to pop this entire panel, and that's what makes this layer just kind of stand out when you have your white on white. It's just a little bit low. If you want to put higher foam tape on it, again, by all means, you do you. You do what you want. This is just my suggestion, and this is how I do it. And I kind of talk you through why I do it the way I do, so it makes sense, but in my head it makes sense, right? Okay, so then we're going to peel off your foam tape, and we're going to put that on your card base, and you're going to leave just a little rim all the way around it and try to get it straighter than what I did. And I just love that white on white. The white on white is super nice. And it looks like I did this upside down from what my other one was, but you know what? It's down, so we're going with it. Isn't that nice? Ski Lodge. Ooh, Ski Lodge. Love it. Okay, now in your ephemera pack, you're going to dig out these pieces right here. So dig out 3 ornaments, and it can be whatever 3 ornaments you want because there's different colors, different layers in there. And then you're going to dig out one of the banners. The banner I dug out for this one was a red Merry Christmas. For this one, we're going to have a turquoise Merry Christmas. Okay? And then I want to run my Merry Christmas right up to the edge of where we put that embossed image. So we're just going to take our trimmer and just whack that end off. Oh, and good news too. These trimmers that I absolutely love, and I know Deanna loves hers too, I heard they're finally coming back in stock. And boy, we have been waiting, I think, almost a year for these to come in. So I'm going to put this guy, let me move him over so you can see. I'm going to put him in my trimmer, and I'm just going to scoot him right over until we don't have the white on there anymore. Oops, didn't quite get it all. I'm just chopping off that white fishtail. I just chopped off this piece, and then that's going to be trash. We're not going to use that for anything. Yeah, I know, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I finally gave up and found a different trimmer that I was going to try for you girls to see how it worked, and then they're like, oh, guess what's back in stock? I'm like, of course it is. So if you've been on the wait list for those, don't worry, they are coming. If you're not on the wait list, make sure to get on it, girls, because I have a feeling they're going to go quick, and yeah, they're going to go quick. Okay, so our Merry Christmas, we're going to put some pop dots on the back of that. And I'm just using medium pop dots, just the medium height. And I'm going to put those across my banner. Super easy, super easy. That's the whole point of Crafty Hours, to do quick, easy cards that all skill levels can do. And then we love seeing what you guys are doing. So there we go. Merry Christmas. And I just put it butt up against that embossing folder. Okay, then we're going to take our ornaments. And these 2 I'm going to put flat. This one I'm going to pop. If you want to pop all of them, again, go for it. I just like the little bit of high, medium, and low. I like to build the layers and build the interest. So I don't like everything to be popped. I like to have certain things popped, okay? So there's one of our ornaments. And then my little blue ornament, I'm going to put him flat also. And then my little green guy, we're going to put some pop dots on the back of him. And I'm just going to come down a little bit. Now, I didn't do it to save time because it's supposed to be Crafty Hour and it's supposed to be nice and quick. But you know what would be really pretty on this card too? Those sparkle threads, the really fine ones that we got in last week. Put those in there and then bring it to the top of your card and tuck it behind that piece. And it'll look like they're hanging. So it'd be really cute. And you can add that after you've glued these on because these guys don't have any glue on them. But add some really fine twine to your little ornaments hanging, and that would be really pretty too. Okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add the bling. And I want to put some big ones in the center of my ornaments. Let me find my stabby tool. Yeah, it is a sparkly thread. I'll make sure Deanna has the name for it because you guys will absolutely love it. It is a sparkly thread. And I thought it'd be really pretty too with the sorry, I can't talk and glue at the same time. The wax seal program that's coming. Oh, I think it's going to be beautiful with that. So I'm just putting the large bling and just kind of alternating which ones I'm doing. I'm putting the large bling in the ornaments. So 3 ornaments, large bling. Oh, I'm sure it is the same, Deanna. Yep, it is a beautiful sparkly thread. It'll be really pretty for these Christmas cards. Okay, then I'm just going to go back in with the small, the itty bitty one, and what I call the medium. So there's like a small, medium, large, and extra large. I'm going to go in with the medium, and we're just going to sprinkle those around too. So there's a medium one, and then I'll put a small one. And then I'm going to put a small one over here. And we'll put a medium. Okay, I am in love with this new pokey tool. It is working great for these little gems. Okay, so you're just going to sprinkle your gems. Oh yeah, the Spellbinders stitch dies. Yeah, they'd be perfect for that too. Absolutely. I am not a stitcher, but I've seen some of the ones that you girls have done and they've been amazing. Okay, so there is card number 1. We've got our cute little ornaments dangling. We've got an embossing folder. And that is card number 1. How's everybody doing? Are we crafting along or are we watching and eating dinner? Yes, just easy and simple. Okay, so there's card number 1. Okay, card number 2. There's going to be 2 variations. I'm going to craft along with you guys on the simple version. If you girls want to kick it up a notch like Emerald Lagasse, bang, I will show you how to kick it up a notch. So the next one is this guy right here. I'm going to do an A2 regular card. If you want to kick it up a notch, we can do that too. So the die cuts you're going to dig out is the cute little bug. I love him. Is he not adorable? You're going to dig out 2 trees, 2 different size trees, and you're going to dig out a banner. I did the banner. It said delivering cheer. Okay, so you're going to do that. If you're just crafting along, you're just going to, with me doing the simpler version, we're going to do the A2 card, okay? Just need an A2 card. Trying to craft along. All right, thanks, Marlene. Hopefully we're not going too fast for you. Watching and eating. Yes, that's good. You can take notes and then go back. Okay, so if you want to kick it up a notch, what you're going to do, and these dies, I know me and Deanna have both talked about these. We love this set. It is called Essential Arches from Spellbinders. If you have not added this one to your repertoire yet, you need to add it. So if you want to do this fun little guy here, what you're going to do is grab die 3 and 4. And what I mean is I started on the outside and I went 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. So you're going to grab die 3 and 4. Okay? 3 is going to be your outside piece. 4 is going to be your inside piece. So if you want to do this version, you're going to cut out 2 of 3 and 1 of 4. So that's where I put cut 2 out of the bottom. And then you're going to do 1 of this one. So you need 3 pieces of white cardstock, or 3 of those, if you want to do that version. But I'm going to show you the simpler version. And then also, if you're doing the kicked it up a notch version, and I think we've already showed you guys this, but we'll show you again. You go in your score tool and put this in, and you score it at 3 inches, and you glue the 2 together, and then you have like a little kickstand. So that's how your card sits up. You have a little kickstand. Okay, and then you can put your sentiment or whatever you want in there. So that's kind of a kicked up a notch level, and there's your instructions for that. For the rest of you that's doing a simple one, we'll do the simple one. Okay, so you need your A2 card base. Oh, getting readiness sale, how nice. And then our first layer is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. Again, I'm just going to add another layer on a layer. Even though it's white on white, it makes a difference. And in my head, I love that separate layer, even if it's white on white. So it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. And when you put that up to your cardstock, you're going to see just a little bit all the way around the outside edges. And again, we're doing easy math for you, okay? So then you're going to grab some ink. I just grabbed Mermaid Lagoon. It's a blue. You can grab whatever you want. I think I still have ink on my guy. So what I'm going to do is just very lightly, nope, I need a little bit more. I'm going to add a little bit of ink, and I like to go into the ink pad and then go onto my mat to kind of work it in and make sure it's not too strong on my piece. And I'm just going to go in and a little bit darker in the center and fade it out more on the outside. So we're just adding a little bit of blue. Doesn't have to be really dark. Just adding a little bit of color in the center. And that's going to make it kind of look like snow. You've got a little bit of blue on there, okay? And use whatever ink you have. If you're not a big inker and you don't want to ink, then use some of the blue paper that is in the Crafty Hour kit. Grab that paper and cut it down and use that instead, okay? I just love this little bug. Is he not adorable? Love him. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and pop this piece on there. Again, I'm going to use the low foam because it just gives a little bit of a lift, but not too much. If you are doing the other version with the arches, go ahead and do the same thing. You're going to ink the center of your arch, piece, and then go ahead and pop it also. Yes, screenshots are the best. And that's why my camera or my phone always runs out of space. Because I forget sometimes to go back and delete those million screenshots. Oh, a truck die would be cute too. Absolutely. Oh, the truck die that we used in Maker Mania, was it 3? That exclusive one that we had for Crafters Home. That would be adorable with it too. Okay, I think I want that to be my top. So I'm just doing a low. So I have a little bit of lift and we have white on white. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now we're going to grab our little car. And what we can do is I'm going to glue, because I want this to be straight, I'm going to glue Delivering Cheer right on the bottom of that. Oh, it was Maker Mania 4? Okay. It was, yeah, that was adorable truck one. I love that die. We designed that exclusive for Maker Mania with all the little things to go in it. Oh, I just love me a good truck. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that on so I know it's straight. Keitha, so if you're doing the arches, do you mean how do they go together? So you're going to cut out 2 arches that are the same size, so 2 big arches, and one of the arches you're going to put in your trimmer, and you're going to score it at 3 inches. So 3 inches from here to here, and then those 2 pieces are going to get glued. You're just putting glue right here and gluing those 2 pieces together. You're going to have one more layer than this sample. So your smaller layer, like we're doing here, you'll then put on top. So it'll be nested. So you actually have one more layer than what you're seeing here if you're doing the arches. Okay, there we've got our little car. He's gonna be perfect right there. Love him. Love, love, love. Okay, so we're gonna put some foam on the back of him. And I'm going to cheat and just use my strips. Let me find some more. Do, 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 do. And this foam tape does not like to be ripped. Sometimes I end up with, oh, thank you, Julie. Okay, and then I need just a little bit there in the top. Okay, and then see how we have our trees behind there? I'm going to put the trees down first because they might not tuck the way I want them to go. So, and I love these trees. So if these die cuts look familiar, it's because these were metal dies last year from Spellbinders. So what they did is they pretty much took the top selling ones from last year and made these adorable little die cuts with them. So I know a lot of you got the bottle brush tree from last year. And that's what that cute little guy's from. And this little car also was part of the Spellbinders release. So you probably have a die in your stash that has this on it. Okay, so I'm just stacking the bottle brush trees, gluing them flat. Yeah, right? Okay, then we've got our cute little car. It's got the pop dots on it. So then we're just going to pop that on top. Look at this. We're doing good on time. Look at that, right at 15 minutes. Okay, and then we're just going to put our little car kind of overlapping our trees. Right there. And then we're going to go in and sprinkle some more bling. It's all about the blingage. And I think for this one, I want the more crystal ones. I really like those crystal ones. They're all pretty. And I'm not using tweezers with these because I have a tendency to shoot these things if I use tweezers. And I mean, they go flying. And I'm just kind of sprinkling them like they were snow. And then I feel like we need one down here. Okay. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Or Julie, thank you. Okay, there is our cute little car. So there is two different versions. And here's your measurements. So here is the A2 card size version. And then if you want to kick it up a notch with the arched dies, here is another version. What you could also do, you could also take this arched die and put it on your white card like that too. So you could have your A2 card size with the arched in the center of it. So there's another option. Lots of different options. Okay, so that's card number 2. Yes, the tool I'm using right now is the new tool that we've got in. I know Deanna has them too. It's got a pokey tool at one end, and then it has kind of the wax end at the other that you can pick up gems and stuff with. And again, very affordable, and it's metal. It's nice and heavy duty. I love it. It is great. So yes, contact your home store. We've got those. Okay, so that's card number 2. 2 different versions. All right, who's ready for card number 3? Card number 3 is kind of be like card number 2 in a way. That you can kick it up a notch, a level, again with the arches, or you can just do it the way we're doing. So the die cuts you're going to need to dig out is a Nomi with no legs. A Nomi with no legs. You're going to grab a pair of legs. Any legs work. Legs. You're going to grab a tree stump. And you're going to grab a sentiment. I grabbed, get your jingle on. Get your jingle on. Okay. So here is the card that we're doing. So this is very similar to the last one. If you want to hit it up a notch, again, or you can follow along and I'm going to do the simple version like we did on the other, the A2. This version, again, you're going to have the 2 different layers, but we're going to add ink to that outer layer. And again, it's going to have that little perch that pops up. Or you could do the arch and you could mat it onto your A2 card. There's so many different versions and so many different ways to do it. And of course, we're going to play with the guy with the cute little swinging legs. Are they not adorable? Oh, I just love them. So if you're doing this version, you're going to cut out, again, 2 of the number 3 die and 1 of the number 4 die in white. If you're crafting along with me, we're going to do your base. Again, easy, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're just sticking to the easy, simple A2 card bases because I figure everybody has those handy or ready, available. And then we're going to cut our next layer 4 by 5 1/4. Again, simple, easy math. I'm not doing any of those tricky measurements. We will leave that up for Deanna. But if you're doing Christmas extravaganza, watch out. There's going to be a lot of measurements in that one. And you guys are in for a treat. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun. Okay, so here's our first layer. Our first layer is the 4 by 5 1/4. Now this one, we're going to do a little bit different. And I'm going to grab peacock feathers. So this is more of a turquoise ink. If you want to use that blue ink that you had already, go ahead and use that blue ink. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink just the outside edge. Because we're going to put, oops, I already screwed up. I screwed up. Don't do that. If you inked it, flip it over or cut another piece. I just inked the wrong one. We're going to ink the card base. We're inking the card base. Sorry, not your first layer. We're inking the card base. My bad. Sorry. Yes, there will be homework for me, Amy, but mine will be really simple. Trust me. It's Janice's that you need to be worried about. Whew. Mine's going to be simple. Like, grab your die cuts. Okay, so I inked the outside edge of that. Don't worry about the middle because it's going to be covered up. So we're inking the outside edge. And then, am I okay with that dirty edge or not? I'm going to be fine with it. Then with my dirty brush, I'm going to very lightly go in the center and just kind of clean my brush off with very light turquoise. Not as heavy. Here I went really heavy. On the center, we're just going to go very light. Okay? So just very light. I'm basically just cleaning my brush off. This one, I went straight to the pad, so it's nice and dark. And this one, I'm just going very light. So what we're going to do is mat that. So sometimes when you're doing layers, and you're like, gosh, I don't want to waste all that cardstock if I'm just going to cover it up anyways. So what you can do is just ink the edges of your cardstock and then put your other piece on top. And then you're not wasting, quote unquote, all that good cardstock hidden underneath. Now, the trick that we like to teach you, if you're doing cardstock like that, is always cut stuff out of the center of it. Because if you're covering it up, you might as well cut the center out anyways and use it, but I like to ink the edges too, so that way you don't have to worry about that. The color I'm using is called Peacock Feathers. It was an oxide ink. It's kind of a pretty turquoise. Okay, so now we're going to pop this piece on top of there. So we're going to have just a little bit of turquoise in the center where our little Nomi is going to go. And then we've got that more saturated on the outside. And again, I'm just using low foam tape. Ooh, I'm going to need to grab another roll of foam tape. Good thing I know where to get it. Okay, then we're just going to put that on the top and pop that. And now we have that nice little turquoise edge all the way around it. And we didn't have to use cardstock. Okay, great way to use your inks. All right, I'm going to clean this ink off my mat really quick so I don't get it onto my other stuff, my other cards. Where's my water? Let me just clean that up really quick. So I hope you guys are liking the little hints and tricks and a little bit of inking. I always like to do techniques with mine and kind of mix it up. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. Got stuff on the back. Okay. Now we're going to assemble our little Nomi. And the first thing we're going to start with is the trunk. So I'm just going to glue the trunk to the bottom. Man, air is so dry. Okay, so I'm going to glue the little stump because he's going to stand on that stump. And I'm going to put the little stump flat on my card. Okay, then I'm going to take the little feet. We have to figure out how high we want it. So next we're going to take the little feet and sit them on the stump. Now the key to the swingers is the pop dots. So we both love the sticky thumb. The sticky thumbs are double height and they're round. So they are the perfect dots to use right in the center of those swingers because see, it will allow it to swing around that little round pop dot. If you use a square pop dot, he's not going to swing. You need a little swinger. Okay, and then I'm just going to take him off for a second and I'm going to use my powder tool. It's around here somewhere, and powder that so it's not sticky. Okay, so I'm just taking the sticky off of that. That way he swings a little bit better. Okay, and then put him back on there. And then we're going to take our Nomi, and then we're going to figure out how high you want them. So you can kind of adjust them to the height that you want. I'm going to flip him over because that will give me an idea of where the pop dots need to go. You don't want to have pop dots around this area because that will interfere with him swinging. And the key is whatever height pop dot you used here, you must continue to use that same pop dot height up here. Otherwise, your guy's not going to be flat. He's going to be dipping, and you don't want him dipping. Oh, thank you, Frida. She says, inking makes the card stand out. It does. I love inking. I love distress. I love all those things. It just makes your things pop. Okay, so then you're going to peel your pop dots off, And make sure you peel the pop dot off on the leg. There's so many times I forgot to peel the pop dot off in the leg, and then my legs fall off and I lose them. So make sure you peel off those also. Okay, and then you're just going to press, and now you have this adorable, is he not cute? I'm sure grandkids or any kids would love to get that, or come on, even adults. He's so cute. Okay, so there is our little swinging action. Then we have our Get Your Jingle On. And I'm going to put, this was a high pop dot. I'm going to put this on a medium pop dot because I wanted it at a different level. I wanted it at a different height. I don't want everything to always be the same height. Now I'm going to angle it a little bit, and there we have that. Okay, and then again, back to our gems. I mean, you just gotta sprinkle some gems. And of course I said I wasn't going to use tweezers because I shoot them. And what did I do? I picked up my tweezers. And we're just going to sprinkle and place. And I always love to do a cluster of two and then one way out by itself somewhere. So it gives me my uneven numbers, but I like to cluster the different sizes. Okay, there we go. There is card number 3. Ooh, look at us go. Now on this one, I did one more thing to kind of kick it up a notch. Spellbinders has that foam glitter paper. I'm going to call it glitter paper. They have that foam glitter sheets in lots of different colors. I just die cut little circles out of it and added those on there, and that adds a fun look also. Okay, so there is, oh, I feel like I need another gem. Do we ever stop adding gems? No, because they're all so cute. I felt like he needs one more down there. Yep, one more. Okay, so that is card number 3. Okay, card number 4. We're going to do some more inking. Another technique. Okay, card number 4. Again, same simple measurements that we did. You're going to have your card base. That is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. The little guys you're going to pick out is going to be the polar bear. I thought this sentiment was perfect. Have a very Merry Christmas. Guess I'll put those over here. Grab out a little tree. And then grab out a stump, because why not? We had another stump in there. Oh, thank you so much, Joyce. Okay, then we're going to do another card base. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. There's our card base. And then our first layer is going to be 4. Oops, that's wrong. Don't do that. 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. Again, simple math tonight. Simple math. Don't want to overwork the brain on a Tuesday. It's my Monday. Okay, there we go. So this one we're going to do a little bit more technique with it. This technique works with dye-based inks. So here's the card we're doing. If I kind of wanted it to look like snow, or mine looks a little bit more like a blizzard because I got a little carried away with the water. But what we're going to do is you have to use a dye-based ink. So you can use regular distress ink. You can use Pink Fresh ink as dye-based. You can use oxide ink as dye-based. So any kind of dye-based ink that is water reactive. I'm going to grab out the Mermaid Lagoon again, which is the oxide. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it sideways. We're going to ink her up, and we're going to come in from the side of it. And what we're going to do is we want to put it on kind of heavy, because that is what's going to activate the colors. And then we're going to kind of feather it off down here. So the bottom third, you are going to feather. So it kind of looks like your sky, and then it looks like snow. And I'm not doing it straight down here because I kind of want it to look like a little snowpack. Okay. Just kind of feather it off. Okay, and you're going to use, like I said, any dye-based ink will work for this. Any dye-based ink. And then I'm going to head and clean this off of my mat. And I'm just working on a non-stick mat. I like the glass mats too, but for me, the glass mats are not big enough. So I have several of these non-stick mats on my work surface. Okay, now what we're going to do is what I call spritz and flick. So I'm going to spritz water into my hand. I'm going to flick it on. And what it's going to do is it's going to react. And I'm going to move my other stuff because I have a tendency to hit other things. It's going to react with it. And I'm going to take a paper towel and pick up the ink. And anywhere that the water hits, it is going to activate that ink. The more water you add, the more blizzard you have. Then I'm going to take my paper towels and just roll over it. If you've got a rag or a cloth, roll it. And what it's going to do is, see, it picked up the color. So it picked up that ink, and that's going to give us our blizzard. And I got that really wet, so I'm just going to hit it with my heat tool really quick to make sure it's dry. Just going to make sure she's good and dry really quick, because I got that a little too wet. I love the spritz and flick. I love activating inks. You can we just flicked it. You could use a splatter brush. You could do this through a stencil, and it'll give you some cool effects too. So if you had a snowflake stencil, you could lay the snowflake stencil on top, lightly mist it with your water, don't drown it too much, and then pull the color up, and then you would have snowflakes. And this will work with any dye-based ink. So you want to make sure it's dye-based. Oh, thank you, Deanna. Okay, you know me, I had to get a technique in there. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're ready to glue that down to our paper. So make sure you had trimmed your layer down to that 4 by 5 1/4. So you have a little bit of white all the way around the outside edges. Oh, thank you, Frida. See, I went to school for music education, and I decided I loved to teach people, but I didn't think I necessarily wanted to be in a classroom all day kind of thing, teaching kids. So bless all of you that do it. I don't know how you do it. You are godsends. But I love what I do. I love that I can do scrapbooking and retail and still teach you guys. So it's kind of, I'm in the best of 2 worlds right now. I love to teach. I love to teach art. Yes, so the whole point that we want to do with our crafty hour is to keep it simple and show you that you can make simple cards. They do not have to be 5-hour cards. They do not have to have 300 layers to them. You can do simple. So crafty hour is all about that. We've been averaging about 15 minutes per card and just keeping it simple for you. Okay, next up, we're going to dig out our little characters. It's time to put him, oh, look at him, walking through the snow and adding our little layers. So first, I'm going to put my tree stump on. I think it needs a little crazy squirrel to go on top of it. Wish we had a crazy squirrel. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Crazy squirrel. Okay, I'm going to put my tree stump there. Okay, then I'm going to put my foam, got a piece laying here, on the back of him. So I'm just putting a low pop dot. Reminds me of the Coca-Cola bear. And then we've got our bottle brush tree. Just going to kind of poke him back here in the background. Should I put him on top? Nope, I like him in the background. This bottle brush was a little bit different size because there's 2 different sizes in that pack. So I used my large one on that one. So we'll have our small one here in the background. And then we have a Berry Christmas. And I'm going to put a low foam on him. Pop him, and then of course we have a tree, so our tree has to have some ornaments. We need some blings. So I'm going to add the itty bitty little guys to the tree. Well, that one I'm just going to chase around the page evidently. There we go. And then there is card number 4 with our Coca-Cola bear in a snowstorm with a little bit of inky. Okay, so I'm going to lay these back out. Oh no, sorry Sandy, you can get it. It's definitely be on the replay, so you can have it on there. So let me lay the cards back out. So that way, if you guys want to do a quick screenshot, let me see if they all fit. You can do a screenshot of those. There's enough room on my table. And keep crafting. We'd love to see your guys' interpretation. We'd love to see your versions of these cards. So there's a screenshot if you guys want to do it, to grab all those sizes. If you guys need more bling and you want to make more of these cards, because they are super easy and it looks like you spent a lot of time on them, grab that. There are more gems. We have more gems available if you're wanting them in different colors. And then don't forget, we have these available individually too. So this is the Christmas delivery. This is the cute little girl with the leg swingers that Deanna used. And then here are the Nomi ones that I use. So if you need more of those, you can contact your store and make sure to get more so you can make one. So stay tuned. We will have a Crafty Hour Creations group coming. That way you guys can post all your cards and all your creations that you've made with our Crafty Hours. This is Crafty Hour number 5. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope you had so much fun. Looking forward to our next 2 Crafty Hours. We have Crafty Hour 6 coming up. I think it's the middle of November. It's in 2 weeks. And then Crafty Hour 7, which will be our Hunky Dory one, coming up in December. And then we're going to take a little bit of break towards the end of December. And then we'll hit the ground running again in January with some fun, more new fun Crafty Hours. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you enjoyed all these crafty hours. And if you missed Deanna's this morning, make sure to go over to Clipper Street and click on events. And then you might have to look at past events, but it will show you the crafty hour from this morning. So have a wonderful night, and we'll see you guys when we see you. Bye-bye.